So are we supposed to start the podcast?
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
There you go. Pumps, what have you had it with?
What I've had it with, and I know we're 3 or 4 months out of the election, but I've had it with these local political commercials. I had one last night. I was just nodding off to sleep, and there's this dickwad up there saying, let's bring Oklahoma back to American values. I mean, I sat up in my bed. I was like, back to American values? We live in abortion fucking ban America. Institutionalized homophobia, institutionalized racism. Like, so you're talking women are chattel, gay people get arrested, and black people are slaves. You fucking asshole. Go fuck yourself. Get yourself off my TV. Like, I was livid. I wanted to take a baseball bat to my TV and just start pounding it. I was so mad. It was an insult to the intelligence of every person watching. Although I know some people liked it. I just was like, you have some fucking balls, motherfucker.
You know, they just use this, the far right wing uses this like low-hanging fruit buzzword catchphrase bullshit to a dumbed down public where if they say American values, people are like, yeah. And it's like, you know, American values are about equality.
Right.
And everybody having the same.
Separation of church and state.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it infuriated me because he said, let's bring Oklahoma back. And I'm just like, where do you live? Because we're so far back that we're damn near up our own asses. So I don't need you on TV telling me you want to take us back. Because what I want to do is take a baseball bat and knock you over the head with it. I mean, I was just mad. I mean, got my heart rate up. It was ridiculous. I mean, I was mad at myself afterwards because I just let it go all through me. And we have like 4 or 5 more months of this.
Local politicians, particularly in these red states that are far right, are so crazy. These are maniacal lunatics that are members of a cult that say the craziest shit. And sadly, it's going to get worse. Mm-hmm. It's really, really sad. I hope that you don't beat your TV up with a baseball bat.
I know. I hope I don't stroke out because I get so mad.
So let me tell you what I've had it with.
Okay.
I've had it when I'm going to get gasoline, okay? And I pull up, and it's kind of like at a 7-Eleven. So there are 2 little areas where you can get gas. And some guy in some Ford F-150 with 95 tires on it, jacked up to Jesus, is taking up like 40% of his spot where he can get gas. And then his nose is over in your area. And so you can't even pull in because he's taking up the 2 gas station slots. So I'm at 7-Eleven the other day, and I see this guy, and he's standing next to his big jacked up truck, you know, got a toothpick in his mouth.
Right.
Acting like a redneck.
Proudly.
And I have to like go around him, and then I have to reverse back in because he's taking up 2 spots. And it's like, where's the self-awareness that you have your area and you need to make do with that area so that if somebody else needs to get gas, they can fit into their area? And I've just had it with that. And it happens all the time at the gas stations.
It happens all the time, like the gas hogs. And they like whoppy jaw it, where even if they gave you enough room, you can't get your car in it. So you're having to wait for their slow ass to get it. I cannot stand that when people do that, when I have to like back in to get gas.
There's no oversight at the gas stations.
None.
They, you know, everybody's just parking, taking up more space than they're allotted. And there are just unspoken rules in society.
Yes.
That this is your pump, this is your area. This is my pump, and this is my area.
Right.
You don't get to do what's best for you when there's a whole other pump that's empty that somebody else can slide into. These are pump violators. These are gas hogs. And I guarantee you that guy in that truck had a Stanley Cup in it. There's just no question about it. I knew he did.
I guarantee you he was probably on his way to a MAGA rally.
Probably.
But I don't know about the Stanley
Which is
Cup.
what
I don't
often
see
happens.
a lot of men with Stanley Cups.
Which you know what? I think they probably keep it in their cars.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I've ever seen a guy with a Stanley Cup. I'll have to keep my eyes peeled on that.
Yeah, but the situation at the gas stations is total chaos.
It is.
There's no oversight. It's eat what you kill, and it just
Yeah.
the overwhelming lack of self-awareness of people to not take the mindfulness to realize this is my allotted space.
Right.
I'm going to allow for somebody else to pull into this space and be able to get gas without me intruding onto their space. It's just such a basic thing, but everything just seems to have gone haywire.
You know what I was imagining when you were saying that? At certain gas pumps, they'll talk to you while you're pumping gas. Like if your card is messed up or they have to reset it or something, you'll be out there and they'll start talking to you. I wish those people would be like TSA agents, like come over the loudspeaker and be like, move your car up, you stupid fuck.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. That's the kind of oversight I think people need.
I mean, that's what I was imagining happening in my mind, and it really gave me a lot of peace.
I think it would be effective. I think if there were people in parking lots and gas stations, particularly at like a 7-Eleven, monitoring activities, and they could have on like a neon vest, that kind of glowed in the dark. Right. And if somebody's parking on the white line, they just have a huge like megaphone, white Taurus, you need to back out. You need to move your car over 6 inches. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ford F-150. What the fuck are you doing? Taking up 2 spots at the pump. Who the fuck do you think you are? To the back of the line. This is
social monitors.
Yes.
That's what we need.
We need it. We need it desperately, because it is just every time I have to go get gas, because there's a 7-Eleven right by my house, I just dread going, because I know that somebody is pulling their car up to where the pump is equal to where their hole is. But
Right.
this particular gas station, that the pumps are very close together. So you have to center your car on the pump.
Right.
And then the hose is long enough for you to take it over an extra 4 to 5 feet. But if you try to take that Ford F-150 or some, massive SUV, you're nose in on somebody else's area. And then there's no way that they can get the hose to their car. And I'm always the one that gets hosed over.
I hate it. And that's a problem. And every single person has to deal with it.
Remember back in the day, some of our young listeners won't know this, but you would go to a gas pump and there you could get full service or self-service.
Yeah.
And the full service was a guy or gal that was standing there, and they would pump your gas for you. And while they were pumping it, they did a little window wash.
Yes, they did that little squeegee thing on your...
It was so satisfying to watch the squeegee.
It was so nice. They even checked the air in your tires.
Check the oil.
Oh, God, I did love a full service.
Yeah. Because then I also think about when you go to pump gas, I know that a lot of these people are not washing their hands. And I know that those nozzles are just petri dishes of COVID-19, monkeypox, the
All
clap,
of it. Bird flu.
all of it. Uh-huh. And I'm not a germaphobe, but I particularly am grossed out at the gas pump.
I know that this isn't going to surprise you, but I feel like I get gas on some part of me every time I get gas, whether it be my shoes or my hands or my clothes. I mean, I'm just a little sloppy with it. Like when I take it out, I drip. And I just always feel like I smell like gas after I give gas.
I'm
or get
surprised
gas.
back when you were smoking 3 packs of cigs a day, you never caught yourself on fire.
Do you know that I have thought about that a million times? Like, it didn't stop me from lighting up a smoke, but I would get gas and I would be like, I know I have gas on me. I'm going to burst into flames. But I wasn't a pussy about it. I did it.
Well, you had to push through because you didn't want to become not addicted to
Right.
cigs.
I mean, it was like you might blow up this whole car and yourself in it, but...
All right. Welcome to I've Had It. Pumps is still with us despite risking her life for cigs for decades.
20, on and off for 18 years.
I'm Jennifer.
I'm Angie.
And Kylie, what do you have on board for us today?
I actually have some hate comments.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. We need good hate comments.
It's from our most loyal and consistent YouTube fan.
Marsha.
Is it Marsha?
Marsha Turner.
I love that lady.
Yeah, she just gets into
God,
it.
I love that lady.
All right, the first one I'm going to read you. Marsha Turner. She comments, Angie, she sits you down and does all the talking. You are clearly a beta female.
Yeah, I've learned. It's hard to get a word in edgewise.
She's a beta female.
I am.
Truer words have never been spoken.
That's right.
All right, Marsha Turner, she comments, you both love getting the bird. All caps, so here I go. Fuck this show.
What I love about her, what I love about this woman is she watches every episode. And you can tell because she'll leave like 4 to 5 comments
Right.
per episode, whether it's this podcast or the iHip News that we do on YouTube. And she'll comment throughout the episode. And I think if she hates it so much, she's probably not going to be back next week. And then there she is the next week to tell us exactly how much she hates us and how stupid we are. And I appreciate her.
I like the vehemence. But what's so funny is it's like she's taking notes during the episode. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like her comments are equivalent to what I used to do in college, like taking notes. She's like, I hate this part. I hate you. And I remember it's probably a couple months ago, because we would sit around and laugh at her comments. And it was like, where's Marsha?
She missed a couple episodes. I thought something happened. We're gonna have to
I thought she broke up with us, and I was so heartbroken.
I thought we were going to have to send the Patriots out on a search and rescue mission for America.
Oh, Marsha.
The Patriots, all of our listeners know Marsha.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
They wait for her to comment just like we do, and they always respond. So on this one, she put a time code and everything. She's taking notes. She comments, half all caps, half not, very chaotically. There was no insurrection on your beloved January 6th. And then Tabitha responds, what a damn relief, Marsha. I have been thinking all this time it really happened. And then she comments, you are such a cunt bag.
Marsha?
Tabitha to Marsha.
Oh, Tabitha called Marsha a cunt
cunt
bag.
bag.
Cut back.
That's a new
good
one.
one.
Wonder if Tabitha is British. She just threw that cunt bag out there really well.
Yeah.
Almost seemed British.
It does sound British.
Yeah,
they do
I
it
like
better.
it. I like that.
What'd she say? There was no insurrection?
Yeah, there was no insurrection on our beloved January 6th.
See,
That's wild.
that's so wild.
We saw it.
It was on TV, Marsha.
Yeah.
There was shit in the Capitol, Marsha.
Yeah.
People died, Marsha.
Yeah. People beat up cops, Marsha.
Right. Almost 2,000 people are in jail for violating the law on that day, Marsha.
Yeah. Your dear leader, convicted felon Donald Trump,
Yeah.
is about to face more charges.
Because of it. The cognitive dissonance that takes is pretty astounding.
All right, pumps. Well, we have a guest today, and his name is Gary Janetti. He's the best-selling author of Start Without Me and Do You Mind If I Cancel? He's a writer and producer at Family Guy, Will and Grace, Vicious, and The Prince, and he has a new book coming out July 9th. We are experiencing a slight delay, and this is about tips for travel. So let's welcome to I've Had It, Gary Janetti. Pumps, pet parents like us take our pets' supply list very seriously. That's why I love shopping from Chewy.
Chewy is so great because it auto ships. Because before I got Chewy, I would have times where I was out of bully sticks and my dogs were so disappointed. I don't have to worry about that anymore.
They have over 100,000 products from all the brands that our pets love at prices that I absolutely love. I'm talking about food, treats, beds, you name it, they have it. And it gets shipped directly to your door in 1 to 2 days. And not just for dogs and cats, but they also offer supplies for birds, fish, reptiles, and so much more. Listener, Chewy has everything you need to keep your pet happy and healthy. And right now, you can save $20 on your first order and get free shipping by going to chewy.com/hadit. That's chewy.com/hadit to save $20 off on your first order with free shipping. chewy.com/hadit. Minimum purchase required. New customers only. Terms and conditions apply. Please see the site for complete details. I've Had It listener, this episode is proudly brought to you by Lola V, an award-winning hair care line founded by the ever fabulous, ever iconic Jennifer Aniston. Pumps, you've been using Lola V. Share with our listener the benefits.
I absolutely love the conditioner. It's the best conditioner I've ever used. My hair is easy to style and brush through, and it holds curl so much better.
Lola V offers not just summer-proof hair care, but an aroma-infused escape from the heat. Check out Lola V products at your local Ulta Beauty location to experience the luxurious scent for yourself, or head directly to their website at lolav.com. As our loyal listeners, you will get an exclusive 15% off your order when you use the code HADIT15 at checkout. That's 15% off your order at LOLAVIE.com with the promo code HADIT15. Please note that you can only use one promo code per order and discounts can't be combined. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Your hair will thank you. All right, let's welcome to I've Had It, the hilarious Gary Janetti. Gary, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. We've just been bitching for a solid 25 minutes before you joined, and we're riled up and ready to go.
Oh, fantastic. I'm going to have to catch up then.
Yes, yes.
When I was going through your book, I was like, he could be a co-host on this podcast. I'm confident.
Well, that's high flattery indeed.
All right, Gary, what have you had it with?
Okay. So I don't know if you've been flying a lot, if you've been traveling a lot lately. One thing that always drives me crazy is when the plane lands after it's been a long flight and you're ready to, everybody just wants to get off the plane. There's always, we're waiting for the gate agent to open the door, so you can get off the plane. There's never a gate agent there. And I'm thinking, can't they contact? They know we're coming. The plane landed. And there's always some guy who's on a break or off somewhere, is I feel like he's not looking at his text that the plane's there. You have to open the gate. You wait. So we're waiting 15 minutes for somebody to just kind of amble over and open the gate. There's got to be a better system. Why is the gate agent never there?
It's the jet bridge operators, and these jet bridge operators are not locked, loaded, and ready. And I have been so pissed off about this for years.
It's not just me?
No, she's been saying it for years.
We fly into Oklahoma City. They don't get that many flights per day,
Right.
all right? And everybody knows when they're going to land because we have the FAA and air traffic controllers, and it's all computerized and radar. And then all of a sudden you land at an airport that might max receive 3 or 4 airplanes at a time. And it's they're surprised we're there.
Yeah.
And the pilot's we're waiting on the jet bridge operator. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on with the jet bridge operators?
Yeah, I know. Where are they? I feel like I always picture a break room that's really far. And then they're like, oh, shit, I have to make it to gate 34. It's a 15-minute walk. And they're walking and checking their phone. Meanwhile, we're all, looking out that little porthole to see, is it moving? Is anybody there yet? Yeah, it always feels like it's kind of, screwing with you a little after the flight.
It almost feels like the people are doing it on purpose. They
kind of,
know
it's intentional.
You have no option but to wait on them.
Yeah,
They're the star of the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's their time to shine.
Yeah. And if I was the gate agent, I might be the same. I might do the same thing. It's you know what? I'll get there when I get there.
Right.
I don't know what to tell you, but my coffee's not ready at Starbucks. I mobile ordered it, so I'm already passing it. So I'm not going to go to open the gate, then come back and get my coffee when the ice will melt. So they can wait another 5 minutes
Right.
until, I feel like that's what I would do. So
Yeah, I think it's a power struggle. I really do.
Yeah. No, it drives me insane. And then sometimes the jet bridge operator makes it. And if I'm sitting on the side that they're bringing the jet bridge up to connect it to the plane, then it's it's like a little joystick, like they're playing a video game. And it's they're missing it. They're going up and they're going down. And I'm looking out the window and I'm full blown crotch sweat, flop sweat.
I know. Yeah.
Over 2 more inches. And I just think, listen, shout out to the jet bridge operators.
God bless. Totally.
Working in an
Yes.
airport would
Yeah.
be horrific. We're all at
Yeah.
our worst in an
Yeah.
airport. No question about it.
Totally. Yes.
If I was a jet bridge operator, I would want to be the fastest, best jet bridge operator in all of the airports.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you what they used to do in Oklahoma City, and this just really bothered me. So they'd get the jet bridge operator, would get everything connected, and you're standing up, you're ready to go because you've been waiting for the jet bridge operator to show up, waiting for them to open the door. The door opens up, and then the jet bridge operator goes ahead and gets on the airplane and picks up the phone, the intercom phone, and says, "Welcome to Oklahoma City. Your bags will be in baggage claim number 2. We'd like to thank you for coming to our city, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, no. Grandstanding on the airplane is a complete overreach of the jet bridge operator. We do not need this welcome committee.
No.
Furthermore, there's like 5 baggage claim slots in Oklahoma City.
Right. It's not hard.
You'd have to be a moron
Yeah.
to not be able to find it.
And well, everybody wants their moment.
Yeah, no, but it is. It's so funny because they do. And I always am like, it's like, welcome to Oklahoma City. I'm like, it's really not that great. It's really not that
It's like, wrap it up. We just want to get off the plane.
We don't want any of that shit.
Yeah.
All right. So we did some emailing.
We've covered that.
Yes. So we beat that horse. So we did some emailing with you prior, and there seems to be a theme in a lot of your grievances. And I'm going to read off the first one. Kids
Okay.
screaming in a hotel swimming pool and parents not disciplining them.
Yeah, it's, you know what, first of all, I will start this by saying I like kids. So it's not like, oh, I can't stand or I hate if I see a kid around. I don't. I like kids. It's like people. I like some kids and I don't like some kids. You know, they're just, you know, shrunken people. But it's the entitlement when an entire family will take over like a huge section of the, you know, of the hotel swimming pool, and they'll act like they're in their own backyard, you know, screaming to each other, "When are we going? Get me that!" You know, screaming in the pool. Like, that would have been, if we had done that when I was a kid. First of all, just to be in a hotel swimming pool was like, you know, oh my God, would be such an extraordinarily special occasion. But my mother would have yanked us out of that swimming pool by our arms, like been holding us over the pool and bringing us right back to the room. You know, like. It's crazy, like, that people just let the kids kind of scream for the entire day. Yeah, it's insane making.
I hate, first of all, it makes you want to drown the parents. Like, it's not the kids' fault. But we go to this same place every year for Thanksgiving. We have been around a family that they're just letting their kids have popsicles in the pool. You know they've peed 5 times in the pool.
Oh, 100%.
You know, you can't let yourself go there. But then the kid's so out of control. And so instead of taking the child to the room and separating it from the situation, they sit it on one of the chairs.
Oh yeah, I've seen
to have
that.
a meltdown.
I've seen this. Yes, the meltdown on the lounge chair.
Yes, and I'm like, are you fucking
Like, they have to go through it, like, to, you know, like, get it out of their
like,
system.
We're not all in this together. You brought this motherfucker to the pool. Take the child away. It's unbelievable to me.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Gary,
no.
here's the theme that we're picking up on. We have kids screaming in hotels, and the next one we have are loud talkers on planes or restaurants, and then you have tables of screaming people in restaurants.
That's all kind of part of the same one. That's like an ABC.
I love all that.
That's
So
all.
let's dive in
organic.
to the loud talkers on planes or in restaurants.
I don't understand. Like, if I'm having a conversation with the person next to me on an airplane, the people in front of me will not be able to hear it.
Agree.
Like, they won't know what I'm saying. I know how to modulate my voice to be appropriate to my surroundings, because I am a human being who is aware that there are other human beings sharing the same space that I'm sharing. Most people are not aware of that. You know, it's like most people, the volume that they have is like, for, you know, a heavy metal concert. You know, it's like, you don't have to scream above anything. Hey, where are you from? All right, well, this plane looks nice. I'm so happy. What do you do? I'm like, I don't care what they do.
Right.
I barely know what Brad does. I don't want to know what some stranger does. Certainly not at full volume. And nobody ever then catches themselves and is like, ooh, I've been talking loud. Let me,
Right.
you know, that's what you're in for. I'm like, that's what this is. That's going to be 12 hours of this.
Oh, yeah.
So, but that's why I'm always like, stick that person next to me. I will shut them up. You know, they will not get a thing. Like, I won't say a word. I'll do a polite nod just to imply that I recognize they are a fellow human being, and that's it. You know, there will be no conversation. I will never answer a question. I certainly won't ask a question, and then they won't have anybody to talk to. But no, they usually sit two of them next to each other that can really keep each other totally entertained. Like, who cares what a stranger does?
I've never understood that. I mean, I
don't-
want to be
yeah.
invisible on a plane. I want everybody else to pretend they're invisible.
Bullshit. You're a liar. You're a
Why am
hypocrite.
I a liar? Who do I talk to?
Just the
Oh.
other day, we were on a flight back from Chicago.
Okay,
and
I'm
you
trying
were
to think.
screaming at the top of your lungs. I was sitting 4 rows behind you, and you were yak mouthing with that flight attendant all the way back. Row
Okay, but
30
that was
could have
different
heard you.
because we
It's
were
not
talking
different.
about an episode. Okay,
It's not different.
That's not true.
You were
I mean,
loud. Were
that's-
you loud on a plane? Yes or no?
You said I was loud. I didn't notice I was loud, but
I'll
usually
tell you, the
she'll
other
tell me when I'm
passengers
loud.
were looking. The other
Okay.
passengers
Oh.
were
She
looking.
tends to embellish, but that's a whole
not
different,
even remotely.
that's a whole different thing.
Okay.
But here's what I don't get is like all this small talk.
Yeah.
Why does anybody give a flying fuck?
Yeah, I've been flying for like 40 years. I've never heard one interesting job. I'm like, what? Oh my God. Yeah, you work in marketing for like, who cares? I don't care what my friends do. Like, I don't want to know about why you're going to wherever we're going, what your business is there. Like, why would I care?
What are some tips that you have? Like, tell us, let's role play. We sit down on an airplane and Angie sits down next to you and she's like, oh, hi, what do you do for a living? How would you address that?
That would not happen, by
It
the
would.
way. No, it wouldn't.
It would. It does.
Oh, hi, what do you do for a living?
Hi,
I
what
would
do you
say
do for a
hi.
living? Uh-huh.
Hi. I was like, I might say, I would be very vague, you know. I say, oh, I just, you know, I do a lot of different things. I like, there's nothing, I don't give anything that you can go, but I'm not rude. I wouldn't be rude because we're trapped together, right? Why do I want, if the plane crashes, I don't want to be like, ugh, and I'm in a fight with this woman. Oh God. Now Angie and I, there's weirdness between us and she's going to be the last person in my life. So I have to like make it right and then die.
Right.
So no, I never want there to be tension, because also I hate tension, because then that's almost as bad as talking, you know? So I would be polite, but I would really let her know that, you know, this isn't going to happen.
I love that. Like, I don't want any tension because if we crash, I mean, you
Yeah.
might have to like reach out, Gary, and hold my hand as we're
Right.
crashing.
And by the way, Angie, I would. I thought, believe me, I've thought of that. I'm like, I'm like, who am I going to hold this person's hand if something happens and the plane goes down? And I'm like, but I've sat next to people and I'm like, I'm not holding their hand. Like,
Yeah.
we're going, I'm still not looking for the last second. Like, I'm happy knowing I'm going to die like that. Like, I cannot, and I'm not interacting with this person to the last second. Like, that's how much we're not vibing.
Let's move on to loud talkers in restaurants.
Yeah, that's another one. It's similar. Look, they're adjacent things, but this is, I'm very sensitive to, and it could be, by the way, just two people, right? You know, because you know how sometimes when you're on a two top. So what I like to do is always make a reservation for 3, because if you're in a reservation for 3, 4, it gives it away too much, because then you show up and there's, you know, 2 of you are missing. They know the jig is up a little. So, but 3 people, very easily, a third could just drop out at the last minute. And then you don't get those 2 tops that are like 2 inches apart from each other. Every restaurant has, you know, like 4 in a row and they're all like 2 tops, and you're like, ugh, if we get there, I don't want to be next to somebody on a date, or I don't want to be next to like I'm like, I know we're going to hear what they're saying. Like, I know how to sit in one of those tables and just keep the conversation like this and talking like this. But the person next to us inevitably doesn't. But nothing's worse than a table of like eight people like celebrating kind of something, you know, because it's like they're all protected by numbers. Usually with 2 people, they're aware like, ooh, these people are right next to us. But a table for 8, this is our restaurant. It's like the Old West. You know, they're screaming. There's always somebody, sorry, it's usually a woman or a gay man. Usually it's one or the other, that are laughing too loud at something that I'm sure was not funny.
Right.
They're laughing at things that I know aren't funny. I don't have to have heard it, because most people aren't funny, by the way. And if you tell me somebody's funny, I for sure know they're not. Like, I make my living as a comedy writer, and I don't think I'm funny. So, I mean, what are the chances that anybody else is saying something so hilarious? Not good. It's just this performative aspect of kind of like, I'm out having a good time. And, it's like, we get it. Like, you could have a good time and take it down like a few notches.
You know what I've had it with?
What have you had it with?
Talking about what men need to do if they get a 4-hour erection. I want to start talking about my 4-hour nap after sex, but where's my option? I did some homework and it turns out there is a pink pill for women. It's called Addyi, and a woman got it approved by the FDA. In clinical trials, Addyi was shown to boost sex drive in certain premenopausal women bothered by low libido. Hell yes, it's prescription and the only FDA-approved pink pill. I asked my doctor about it, but you can speak to a telehealth provider online at addyi.com, ADDYI.com. Finally, can those be the Super Bowl ads from now on?
Addyi, or flibanserin, is for premenopausal women with acquired generalized hypoactive sexual desire disorder, HSDD, who have not had problems with low sexual desire in the past, who have low sexual desire no matter the type of sexual activity, the situation, or the sexual partner. The low sexual desire is troubling to them and is not due to a medical or mental health problem, problems in the relationship, or medicine or other drug use. Addyi is not for use in men or to enhance sexual performance. Your risk of severe low blood pressure and fainting is increased if you drink 1 to 2 standard alcoholic drinks close in time to your Addyi dose. Wait at least 2 hours after drinking before taking Addyi at bedtime. Your risk of severe low blood pressure and fainting is also increased if you take certain prescriptions, over-the-counter or herbal medications, or have liver problems. Low blood pressure and fainting can happen when you take Addyi, even if you don't drink alcohol or take other medicines. Do not take if you are allergic to any of the ingredients in Addyi. Allergic reactions may include hives, itching, or trouble breathing. Sleepiness, sometimes serious, can occur. Common side effects include dizziness, nausea, tiredness, difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep, and dry mouth. See full PI and medication guide, including boxed warning, at addyi.com/PI or call 844-PINK-PILL. Addyi.
ADDYI.com. Homes.com knows that when it comes to home shopping, it's never just about the house or condo. It's about the home. And what makes a home is more than just the house or property. It's the location and neighborhood. If you have kids, it's also schools, nearby parks, and transportation options. That's why Homes.com goes above and beyond to bring home shoppers the in-depth information they need to find the right home. And when I say in-depth, I'm talking deep. Each listing features comprehensive information about the neighborhood, complete with a video guide. They also have details about schools with test scores, state rankings, and student-to-teacher ratio. They even have an agent directory with the sales history of each agent. So, when it comes to finding a home, not just a house, this is everything you need to know, all in one place. Homes.com. We've done your homework. What about when you check into a hotel and they're like, are you here? And so you get the room and everything. And then they're like, so are you here for business or pleasure? Business.
I hate that. I hate that too.
And then they double down. What kind of business are you in? What are you in town for? And I don't know what it is, but I just find
it feels invasive to me.
It really
too,
does
by
to
the way.
me too.
Yeah. It's like, none of your goddamn business is what I'm here for. It's a hotel. There's always supposed to be a level of secretiveness in a hotel, there could be an assignation. I think, yeah, business or I'm like, a little bit of both. I hope you get time to do blah blah.
Right.
I know. You have the best city for blah blah. I'm like, all right, I got it.
Okay,
I'll make sure I see that.
We're gonna play a game with you called Had It or Hit It. Oh my God! Welcome to Had It or Hit It. I would hit it.
Had it.
Had it. I hit it every day, sometimes twice a day. Had it or hit it. Half birthdays.
Had it.
Had it.
Half birthday, whole birthdays. Yeah, half birthday. You could have just said birthdays. Had it. The birthdays, that also could have been up there. That birthdays are like national holidays now. Who cares?
Everybody has one.
Instagram has really done us in with birthdays. My birthday month, your birthday month. No. Yeah, then you're not Jesus. It's like Jesus doesn't even. We don't even say December 1st. We don't say it's Jesus's birthday month. No, he didn't even get. He gets the last week of the year. So yeah, you get a birthday month. That lets you know you're going to be tortured for a month by this person. Mute. Yeah, had it.
Okay, had it or hit it. Inspirational quotes.
Had it. Are you kidding me, Jennifer? Had it. It's insane. That's like half my Instagram is my own version of inspirational posts. No, it's insane. It's just the worst kind of performative spirituality. I hate it. There's nothing I hate more. It's so ridiculous because it also means nothing. It's like it means nothing.
Right.
Just do the thing. I'm a big fan of doing, not kind of talking about doing the thing, because talking about doing the thing isn't the thing,
Right.
And it's usually like, especially with the body, with the body influencers, the fitness influencers. So it's usually somebody with an insanely good body on the beach. And then to excuse the photo is some kind of, like reaching for the stars means you're reaching for your own inner peace that you can bring out and then push through the world. And if you can't see that, then I don't want to see you. Like what? like what? It's although it's always this circular kind of nonsense that always then ends up kind of making it seem like you're a dick, like you're totally not tolerant of anybody except doing what it is you want to do. Then I have no room for you in my space, like, okay, yeah. And here I am almost naked with just what you can get away with on Instagram. So, yeah.
That is the biggest level of Insta fraud. I mean, it is just,
Totally.
I would appreciate it so much more if they posted the photograph and thought, my ass looks great here.
Yeah.
Like, I would double tap it and then I would scroll along. But trying to say, look at how great I look and then feign that you're so deep spiritually
Right.
is such bullshit. I mean, I have had it with that. Furthermore, when Facebook first came out, we all got on it. We were all so ridiculous, had no idea what this thing was.
I've never been on Facebook either. Never once. I haven't even seen a Facebook page.
I
know. Isn't that weird?
There's so much fuckery on Facebook.
I know. Ugh.
So I must have joined in probably like 2009, maybe. And I noticed that these people that I knew in my personal life to be the most fucked up people ever, their whole Facebook feed was just inspirational quotes. And so I realized you use inspirational quotes as literal red flags on the internet. And if you see somebody who traffics in a lot of inspirational quotes, you immediately know they're fucked up. Kind of the same with like if somebody has like, Christ is Lord or like the Christian cross in their profile, if they feel like they have to advertise overt religiosity, I know for sure that something's going on. I know that there's a skunk at the garden party behind this Instagram page.
Well, everybody has a fucked up life. Everybody has a fucked up family. Everybody has fucked up moments. So it's like, that's the thing that interests me. That's certainly what connects us. And so, yes. So the thing is, when somebody is so, oblivious that they can't even embrace it or recognize that, but feel that they have to do that thing where they project the idea of perfection and everything is great. It's so fake to me and inauthentic and creepy that it's just like, yeah, I can't bear it. It's like, you're not, just be real. Like, just be real. And then I think social media has really allowed people to be like, I'm going to curate this. This is what we want people to see. And we will never show a crack in this veneer, even though it's like whatever is going on behind the scenes, I'm sure is, horrible.
Yeah. And I think it's really like there's a whole underbelly to this whole toxic positivity and curating an Instagram page where everything looks perfect, whether it's like the mommy bloggers or you have the perfect relationship or the perfect engagement. There's a whole like reality-based situation to that where being a mother is messy and it's hard. And sometimes it's great and you have a great moment. Sometimes you're like, I fucking hate this kid. Why did I breathe? That's normal and that's relatable. But if I think back to the young Jennifer that was trying to raise these kids, my husband's in fucking drug rehab. I mean, it was hard as shit. If I would have had all of these mommies, we made heart pancakes
Yeah.
today. I just would have been like, fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Motherhood is tricky. It's difficult. There are precious moments and there are horrible moments. And the same with dieting or skincare
Yes,
or
of course.
whatever. All of the perfection curated on Instagram, I've had it with. I want the messiness. I'm
I
more
do too.
attracted to that. It's more relatable. It's more
Yeah,
real.
I completely agree. It's also funnier. It's more interesting. You can actually connect with a person and just kind of like be somebody. But that's also one of the the pluses of social media and Instagram and the internet and stuff. Because while that all exists, you can also find a community kind of like-minded people too, where people
Yes.
are like, yeah, I feel the same way, Jennifer, and this is what it's been like for me, and this is my thing, and you can kind of laugh. It's like that exists too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that is the half glass full of it.
Yeah, and for that area of the World Wide Web, follow at I've Had It Podcast or at Gary Janetti.
Right.
All right, last one. Had it or hit it, Viagra.
Oh, I would hit it. I mean, I think it's fine. I haven't had it or like I don't feel like it's like so ubiquitous that it's crazy annoying. It's like it feels like if somebody wants to get it, who cares?
I'll tell you who cares, and that's Pump City.
Okay, please tell me.
We are really upset about all these erectile dysfunction commercials that are constantly on television.
Okay.
Because we live in abortion ban America. And so the juxtaposition of that, of having our rights taken for us, and then these men trying to order Viagra or whatever it's called discreetly online for their 4-hour erection.
Oh yeah,
makes me mad.
When you totally frame it like that, I totally had it. Yeah, I completely agree. 1,000% had it. You're 1,000% right. I needed it framed, so that one, it just kind of came out.
Gary, tell us about your book that is released today.
Well, We Are Experiencing a Slight Delay is a book that I wrote in the past year or so, and it's mostly travels that I've taken with Brad over the past year, and also trips that I've taken, when I was younger, and some of my thoughts, tips that I share about it, places that I like. And it kind of came about because, I love to travel. I've been traveling since I was a little kid. My dad worked for a cruise line in Sal, so we used to get to go on a free cruise a year. So I became, ever since that, obsessed with travel. And so much of my Instagram, is me kind of taking people where I go. So I was just like, I kind of want to write about this because it feels like I have so much to say about it. So I spent a year kind of chronicling all the trips that I took, and and then I put it in. Look, I have it right next to me. This book that
we have it.
is out today. It's like this, also my dream. Also, I wrote it to come out in July because I want to see people taking it on vacation. Like I'm like, oh, whenever I'm on vacation by a pool and I see somebody with a book, I'm like, I want to write a book that you take on vacation, so people will read it by the swimming pool on vacation. So that's why I wrote it.
It's really funny. So I have a question. I have a question for you.
Thank you, Angie.
You're at the pool. A mother and father have a screaming, just obnoxious as fuck child, but you look over at them and they're reading your book. Do you forgive them?
I love them. I love the family. I go over. The kid is the most beautiful kid I've ever seen. I take a picture. It's okay. All kids cry. It's fine. I didn't even notice. Oh my God, this is so great. I just say those things on Instagram. And no, it's funny. You guys are fabulous. I was just saying how chic you are. Let's take a picture. Oh my God, post it, tag me. That's what I do.
Love.
Okay. And when you talk about your husband, Brad is the celebrity stylist that we know from like the Rachel Zoe show, correct?
And then he had his own show.
Yes, years ago he started on that. Yes, he had his own show at Bravo, and then he was on Fashion Police for years, and the red carpet at E. Now he does RuPaul's Drag Race.
Does he style you?
Did he style me? No, he does not style me, actually. Yeah, but occasionally I might ask him something, but no, I have impeccable style on my own. I don't need him.
Gary, this has been amazing.
You're so
We
fine.
can't end talking about Brad.
No, okay, let's.
okay.
Right, I agree.
Had it. By the way, had it.
Had it with that. But you do have 2 other books, right? Start Without Me and Do You Mind If I Cancel?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Which, Do You Mind If I Cancel? That is like my love language.
Yes.
Because there's nothing that I love more than
Yeah.
trying to finagle out of plans, which is why I'm so mad that my kids are aging out. They're 21 and 17, and this excuse that I've had for 2 decades
I know.
to get out of everything. I know.
You don't need, literally, whenever we make plans with somebody, Brad and I always ask, do you think they'll cancel? I'm like, oh God, I hope so. And then
Totally.
as the day gets closer, I'm like, I have a sick feeling they're not going to cancel. We're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to cancel. But it's always better when somebody else cancels, because when somebody else cancels, I'm like, oh my God, no worries, don't worry about it. And then I'm like, we're never rescheduling it. But when you've canceled, you kind of feel like maybe I need
you
to
have
reschedule.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
Well, Gary, thank you so much for joining us. I feel like we're a throuple.
I do too.
I do.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Yeah.
I do. Thanks, Angie. That was super fun. Yeah, I was dreading it. Now I'm like, oh, that was fine. It was super fun.
I love you, Gary. You're so
Thanks for having me, guys.
Go buy Gary's book. Bye, Gary.
Okay, bye.
My favorite line I think I've heard in 2024 is, I have this really sick feeling they're not going to cancel. Sick feeling.
Because that's the thing. You're kind of like, especially if I have to get all dolled up.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, because it's always a good idea. Like, oh yeah, that sounds great. I want to do that.
Yeah.
Then as it comes closer, when you had kids, you'd just say, oh my gosh.
We've
my
got
kid-
101 fever
We've
over
got
here.
we've got flu,
We've got green snot coming out of the nose.
ear infection,
Explosive diarrhea.
strep throat. I mean, the list goes on and on.
You know what I'm going to start doing? Maybe I'll just start doing this. I could be like, Pumps, here's the deal. I'm going to have to cancel. Josh took a couple of Viagra's and he has an erection that I think is going to last 4 to 6 hours. And you know how humiliating that would be to be out in public. So we have to cancel because of Josh's hard cock. I think that's what I'm going to start using as my excuse.
Here's the deal. Someone that didn't know you very well, you wouldn't ask questions. You'd just be like, okay. And you know they wouldn't reschedule.
We make plans with Kylie and Anna. Kylie, here's the situation. Josh popped a Viagra.
We're going all night.
We went in. Everything happened within 4 to 5 minutes, just like we both like it. Efficient, in, out. And that thing's still hard. And I just read the warning label, and it looks like we're looking at 4 to 6 hours here. So we're going to have to cancel on dinner. I apologize, but Josh's dick is rock hard, and we're unable to leave the house.
You know what I hate about that? That's now 2 great excuses that me as a childless lesbian, I still have 0.
Right.
Yeah.
I still have
You
zero.
Can't use
can't-
the hard cock.
You can't use the hard
and I don't
cock.
have kids.
You can't use the kids.
No.
All right, Patriots, listen up. What kind of excuses can we make up for the lesies to get out of plans
Right.
they don't want to attend? Go to Apple and leave us our reviews. We're only communicating with people via 5-star Apple reviews moving forward.
And you can write something really shitty.
We want you to tell us what you've had it with in the reviews. We want to hear about how lesbians, childless, cockless lesbians.
How do they get out of shit?
How do you get out of shit?
That's a great question. I bet there are some great responses.
Here's
too.
the deal. I think gay men can lean into dogs. Like, oh my God, my dog did it. I know you don't like cats, but I think you have to lean into a cat.
I know that's the stereotype.
I
just
think
fucking
you've got to
hate 'em.
lean into, like, my cat has explosive diarrhea.
I'm just going to start saying that,
That's what I mean.
even though they know I don't have a cat. What are they going to do?
I don't know why a lesbian couldn't just say, like, you couldn't just say, my dog's got an upset stomach.
Menstrual
vomiting."
cramps. Menstrual cramps. We're
Oh.
both on our periods.
We're synced up.
We're synced up, which
That's
is
a great one.
exacerbating the cramps.
It's a nightmare.
It is a
Yes.
nightmare. We're both nauseous. It is fucking
We're at each other's throats. We
right.
Can't make
It is
out
a
of the house.
slaughter over here.
Yeah.
That's a great one. The
Yeah.
sinking of menstrual cramps is a good one.
It's Bloody Mary City over here. This is awful.
We are
have to
terrible
go.
people.
We have to go.
It's
We
going
have to
from
go.
bad to
Pumps,
worse.
Just tell them.
We will see you next Tuesday or Thursday or both.
tell you what I've had at